St. James Police Youth Club agricultural team. This team is heading down to the wetland as part of our youth empowerment program. We are using agriculture as a stepping stone in terms of training and development. The young man has been in the business of tomatoes, cider and celery, and you see some fantastic things that we've been doing down at the agricultural school. Beautiful day for planting. We are down at Chagramash, and I want to introduce you to Mr. Earl Peters, Mr. Matthew, some of the elders in the business who are taking young people under their charge to develop them, show them the principles of agriculture, and they're doing an absolutely wonderful job in terms of their communication skills and guiding young people. Welcome, Mr. Peters.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Mr. Matthew.
My name is Emmanuel, as he said, and this is the starting process of our farming project. Right here we have tomatoes, we have different varieties of peppers across here. Also across there we have different kind of sweet peppers like jalapenos, etc. Bell peppers. And here we have kale. If you enter healthy vegetables, this is it for you. Kale, and we also have more tomatoes across there.
So over on this side, you know, we have not okra plants preparing to put down. We have pumpkin on this side here in preparation stage in order to take to the wetlands. We now have to wait for the wetlands to dry a little bit, which will take us about another 2 weeks to put these things down into the wetlands.
And welcome back. And let me tell you, the person that we are about to introduce to you, it is a gentleman known to most of you. But this gentleman, sir, he has been out in the field, in the vineyard, plowing the fields and tending to the young people of Trinidad and Tobago for years, and years. And the number of persons that this individual has touched, only a few persons in this country would have done such work out there. And this gentleman, I mean, even before I knew him, I knew of him. And he's really a local hero. If you want to speak about a hero, and I know he may not see himself as that way, but the things that he has done and the persons that he has touched and the lives that he may have changed.
Impact different.
Yeah, and would have put on the right path. It is really, really amazing. So at this time, let us welcome, and he's a member of the family too, Officer Derek Shambody, the manager and founder of the St. James Police Youth Club. Officer, thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure. And well, after that introduction, I'm lost for words.
You're lost for words.
No,
thank you very much, Brother Hopkins. I'm really grateful for your sentiments. Thank you.
It's amazing the amount of work that you would have done over the years. But I want to start this way. To young men and women, teenagers, and smaller than that, younger than that who may be viewing the program this evening and they may feel that there is no hope out there, because I believe that the Police Youth Club provides that, is a beacon of hope for a lot of young people out there. What are the, if I can put it this way, what are the benefits for the young people if they come to join the Police Youth Club?
Well, I have lost count of the amount of young people who have gone on to do great things, good citizens. I can point to a few, if you allow me.
Yes, go ahead.
JW, Jason Williams,
Yes.
was a past member of my youth club. John Melody, the great local artist, past member of my youth club. Lieutenant Celestin. Jared Nurse, who is into gospel, is one of our extraordinary gospel artists. They are all part members of the Police Youth Club. And what St. James has done after 29 years is to ensure that the alumni, the members who would have gone on and become good citizens, come back and say, this is what the club has done for me. I'm grateful. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, whether even though you would have ended up in YTC, something would have impacted on you on the Police Youth Club. And I think what is good is not just Officer Shabadi or Superintendent Alexander, but the players around you, Pastor Dutton, Mr. James Devers, the people who stop and say, I would like to assist. The people who want to give 1 hour into mechanics. The gentleman who you saw just now saying, we would like to assist you with your agriculture program. Those are the champions. Those are the people we salute. They're willing to come on board, not to criticize young people. You see the young man wasn't busy talking about how much ammunition and different type of gun. He was eloquent in, that's right. Yeah. He was eloquent in telling you different plants and how they grow and how to set it. So that if we can trap young people very early, not into just the police you got, but into agriculture and sports, and bombard them with a sense of discipline, how you walk, how you stand, how you speak, good morning, good evening. Those are fundamental things that have lost. I need to bring it back to the fore so that we'll have good citizens, the police service will have good recruits, the army will have good recruits, and that type of ethics we need to make sure young people have very early in their personal development. You see, and let me give you a quick one. If beyond the tape, only focus on the negative things. Yeah. People feel there is no hope. Yeah. But here beyond the tape is saying, hey, let us, in spite of what's going on, in spite of the situation, the young people are constructive. The young people are doing, and I think that gives young people, so the media as well, not just the police club, the media as well has a responsibility to ensure that young people have a balance in terms of there's hope and not hopelessness.
So the Police Youth Club, it provides a holistic, well, yeah, it's a holistic program to mold an individual in the right direction.
That's right. It speaks to the fact of who you are. It moves you from a sense of at risk. You know, if you like to talk, young people at risk, they come from at risk homes, at risk communities. But what stage do you move them from at risk to at promise? Where you can invest in them, where you can, you know, teach them the basic fundamentals of life. You know, let them learn to creep, learn to stand, learn to walk, learn to... And we tell young people that good education makes you shine, but good discipline makes you glitter. We tell young people that pressure makes you precious. When mommy failed, daddy failed, I would not be a failing life. You know, and we are grateful to see when young people come back and say, officer, I'm grateful. I'm thankful that, you know, when I came into your office, I didn't really like police. The fellas by the corner was telling me so much that police this and police that, but in your communication skills, I realized that, you know, you was a mentor, you was a friend, you was a confidant, and all those characteristics brings out, and then you become a police officer last.
Yeah, talking about characteristics. What type of individuals do you bring to the organization? And when they leave, what type of characteristics they attributed to? You give them, you allow them to show other persons when they leave.
The first thing I think that we need to teach young people to is to be of service. It's okay to be coming first and second and win a medal, but when you have service to others, it is one of the most excellent characteristics. You know, handing over bread, making sure that somebody has a meal, knowing that somebody else is in need and not only you. And when you pass on that quality, then they learn to appreciate that they thank God for small mercies. You know, I can remember my mother cutting a bread in half and going upstairs for a lady. I grew up on Nelson Street, you know. Alexander, I grew up on 44, 46 George Street apartment Q. I grew up with what they call the concrete jungle, but there were good people there. There were good people. My mother had 8 children, and a lady would have met my mother and said, listen, I see you have 8 kids there. How can I be of service? And that lady quietly was helping with my Rosary Boys uniform. And this is what missing in the community. If we learn to adopt every child, instead of saying, oh God, a woman I 8, what you gonna do? You can knock on the door and say, ma'am, I would like to assist you with one of the 8 that you have. And then you will see, it speaks to the synergy, speaks to networking, and it also speaks to young people looking on. Young people don't want too much lectures and talking. They want people to be led or to lead by example. So that you need to be an exemplar to the young people. You could talk how much you want, but at the end of the day, they say, officer, with all due respect, we have very few exemplars in our community. And that's the problem.
Your words sound good. Your actions.
That's right.
How about you?
That's right.
All right, gentlemen, we have a tight program today, all right? So let's remind persons of our numbers. It's 623 1711. The extensions are 1992, 1993, 1996, 1997. You can text the superintendent at 3480189, and you can text the police commissioner at 4824279. We are going to a very short break. When we come back, your calls, and Officer Shabadi is here.
Sun and rain problem? We've upgraded just for you. Call Awnings Pro and Manufacturers Limited, state-of-the-art equipment which can now customize your awning design, all at the best price, guaranteed. Call us today, Awning Pro and Manufacturers Limited. Cash if you have it, credit if you need it. Call 704-8024 and for Tobago office 319-3040. Installation nationwide. Shiva Parvati Astrology Center presents Sri Gandaha. He solves problems in business, love, money, family, health, relationships, court matters, and any other problem. He gets rid of jealousy, evil spirits, and any kinds of negativity. He is a specialist in bringing back your loved ones. Guaranteed results for long life and protection. 100% private and confidential. Visit us on Frederick Street, Town Center Mall, Port of Spain. Call 702-5001 for appointments. Hold on to your health. Get the Haldikara habit. Haldikara is a delicious and complete turmeric and ginger liquid tea with ghee and maple syrup. Both these spices are rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. Used in TNT by nursing mothers and for colds and injuries. Turmeric's active ingredient, curcumin, is also associated with anti-aging. Haldikara is a production of Healthful Granny Foods. Get the Haldikara habit. Call 741-9129.
Hello, I am Zara LaFleur. Join me at the First Citizen Sports Foundation Awards right here on this station.
Dear couples, bring your love to Cheers Visual Communications, where your love is always in focus. For dynamic portraits, captivating moments, heavenly inspiration, wedding and engagement photography, your love in focus. For more info, visit www.cheersvisual.com.
All right, welcome back. Officer Derek Shabadi, manager and founder of the St. James Police Youth Club. He's co-hosting with us this evening. It's afternoon, heading into evening.
Yes,
now.
almost.
Yes.
Mr. Shabadi, I just want to ask you this. Let me just start you off with this. Have you ever received an award?
2011.
National award?
National award it is?
2011, I received a national award.
For what?
Public Service Silver Merit.
All right.
Yeah.
What about the police service?
Unfortunately, no.
I'll go on. I've had enough.
So yes, sir. So the police service somehow have not yet recognized you as being a person who is driving the strategic plan, community partnership and all these things. They haven't seen that in you? Yes, yet?
I have been told by senior officers and they want to applaud me for the good work that I've done and so on, but I haven't personally received any award from TTPS.
Let me ask you a question, and I know you will not have the numbers. How many young persons you would have touched over the years? Well, wait. How long have you been doing this? And then to my question, how many persons you would have mentored over the past, how long you have been doing it?
29 years.
29 years.
So you're looking at over about 68,000 young persons came through the Police Youth Club, and that's very little to do with the lectures in schools, the establishment of working young people who have been sent from the court at the Youth Club Center on community service. So you have a mixture of all kind that came down and benefited from some type of counseling, our mentorship program, etc., etc.
What is your success rate like?
Well, I am really grateful for the kind of people who have supported me, and we are looking at over 85 to 90%, especially with our suspension program. In 2001, when I launched the first suspension program, they wondered what police doing with a suspension, why our time should be spent. And when I spoke to several teachers in Western Division, they said that's an excellent project. And because of children who come down to the center and occupy the time constructively at the suspension space, they were able to join the club and they were able to change and transform. And I'll tell you this, Alan, 90% of the problems that young people know is the parents. And I don't know if I'm kind to say this, but I'm thinking out loud that there are sometimes more delinquent parents than children. The fruit don't fall far from the tree. Sometimes parents bring the children and say, I'll kill him. And then when you really get down to the bottom, that is not how you speak to your child. You don't tell your child because your father gone, you're just like your father. And you have to reconstruct and tell mothers, you know, even though you're a single parent, mother, God is there with you, so you're not really single. Trust God that He will take you through. And you have to have words, you have to plant seeds that will blossom and go into something beautiful. Because even some of the parents have a sense of hopelessness.
Yeah. And you know, when we're speaking to the officer here, and I'm hearing optimism.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing pessimism.
Yeah.
And I'm
Failure.
hearing hope.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing failure. And I suspect that is what the officer and other like-minded officers are transferring to these young people at the Police Youth Club.
Yes, certainly.
And how did you manage to get young persons, I'm seeing their ages look like 14 and around there, involved in agriculture? How did that come about? That is not something that any youth that I know of would want to participate in.
Well, we know some in agriculture. Eh?
Yeah, well, not that,
not that agriculture.
ganja farmers, that's the most popular among them. Nothing to do with tomatoes
and pimentos.
and pimentos and all these things, but weed.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, indeed, weed.
We tell our young men and our young women that any man that can feed his wife, can feed his home, and can feed the community and can feed the nation. And agriculture is not just an honest dollar, but is a life skill. God has blessed you with 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. And when you could go down and plant and produce something beautiful so that everybody could eat at a table, you know, you have to be saluted. So it's that type of refreshing. We have to re-educate young people. We have to reconstruct, because they feel agriculture is a slave with somebody with a whip getting a blout and telling you, go there, but they're enjoying. You know, so when we going again, so we go on Tuesdays now. So even the people who are instrumental in teaching, they bring a sense of fun. You know, we go and try the tomato here. This is, I know you go and pull. And so what they were taught on the block was a whole case of contamination of information. And now they see it for themselves, they realize that they were being set up.
You have a call, eh? Let's take our first call. Good evening, caller.
Good evening to the panel.
Yes.
Sir.
Mr. Alexander, Mr. Marlon, and the visionary Mr. Shabadi.
Good day, son.
All right. I want to support that statement Mr. Shabadi made in respect to service to people. I had a great experience today at the Mover police station. And you see what that visionary man, Mr. Shabedi, say, giving service is all people really need. I met a sergeant who I carry a complaint to, and the respect and professionalism that was shown to me by that officer, all I can say is taking the police service to a new level, Miss Sergeant Norton. That officer had demonstrated to me as a senior citizen, not taking sides of the issue that I carry, and the satisfaction and professionalism of Sergeant Norton and his men make me grow to have full confidence. I give him 100.
Yes.
And to back up Mr. Shabedi of service. He took my heart, and I have him in my prayers, because what he had done, if the police service turned to that level, it's a new level.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Officer, I always felt, and in recent years, but I felt that it should be a sort of mandatory, especially maybe, the police youth club, as long as you are in a primary school or a secondary school, it should become mandatory.
Yes.
Do you have any views on that?
I support and want to say endorse. I think it's long overdue, but what happened is that the police youth club need the proper staffing.
Yes.
The harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. And there's a lot of work to be done. You know, and as much as you feel that you're back broad, you also have your health and you have your personal life. And you see, if I have been on all kind of international courses, and I've seen social worker, police officer, psychologist, their officer, everybody working in concert with each other. I saw their programs. I went and see the gang resistance education program in LA. You know, and when you see best practice, and you come over here, people saying, "Were you trying? We feel you is." You know, they send you away to look at best practice, and when you come back, you want to modify it. I want to bring some type of credibility and say, "Hey, this is an excellent program. We can run with it." And sometimes you get a little setback, so you have to go on your own and make little steps until it blossoms into something beautiful, and until people can buy it and say, "Okay, I hear you. You have been knocking on the door long enough. We will support you."
Persons who are infected by old cultures are not susceptible to change.
That's right.
You see? So when you see persons behaving like that, we understand in the police service especially, old cultures and changes, difficult, but it's a must. You know?
Always in laws.
Yeah, always in laws.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we also, there's some, Marlon just alluded to something. You said that you wanted to take persons from a young age. Yeah?
Yes.
And then you also said that some of the parents is really the problem. So how do we reach, how can we building on the young ones, but the parents is still at the same level? How can we treat the parents now to bring them up to the child's level, because the child is moving forward and the parents is standing still?
Excellent. And I want to make the point that no youth organization cannot blossom, prosper without parent involvement. And you have to be very innovative to get the parents and them to participate. Somebody have to visit a home, let them know that there's a parent meeting, there's a special training program, you know, drop a hamper for them. You know, you have to go sometimes beyond the call to get, and sometimes when you go at the home, you understand there's about 7 more. At the home, no light, no current, no basic things, it's terrible. And you get a greater appreciation, or I understand why this particular parent is not involved, because there are 6 more home. And some parents choose not to be in part. They feel that the police club is a place where you can babysit. So we have to re-educate parents and let parents know, and let parents who have been transformed just speak to these parents. They say, "Listen, I am involved in the police club. My son has changed, my daughter has changed, because I partner with Officer Shabedi. I partner with the club leaders." And you see, there is a triangle concept. Once you remove, there's a loophole. And therefore the child now can manipulate and can have its way so talk to my hard. And you might courtesy to call and say, well, Mr. Sharp, you understand there's an incident in the club. Can I come in and see you? Parents sometimes, take for granted. The same child that you bring to the club is the same child sometimes you feel that the word is gospel.
All right. Officers, we must go to a very short break again. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Impossible Whopper with a patty made from plants. No beef.
It's really good.
There's not beef. This thing tastes just like beef, boy.
Plant-based?
Lie now, man.
It tastes amazing. Plant? Not beef?
Not beef. Tell me this is plant. So right now I grazing.
Introducing the Impossible Whopper at Burger King restaurants and delivered by Hello Food. Burger King. Taste rules your way.
New year, new vision at Seaview Optical. Get 60% off designer frames and 40% off lenses, up to 100% in discounts. Also get complete designer frames with transitions and anti-reflective for $15.99. Seaview Optical, affordable eye care for everyone.
As a new mom, there are moments of pride, joy, and doubt. Yes, doubt. Has he slept enough? Does she have everything that she needs? Will she be okay in the sun? These doubts come from love. For the good of baby, 2 servings of Nestum are full of all the goodness and naturalness of the cereals that your baby needs to blossom. That's one less thing to worry about. Nestum. It's all good, Mom.
Learn more online with Nestle Baby and Me.
TV advertising can do more for your business than you might think. If you're the owner of a small, medium, or micro enterprise, let's navigate through these challenging times together. Don't be intimidated by perception. With our expertise guiding you every step of the way, you're that much closer to achieving your advertising objectives, all within budget. Let us simplify the process and help you manage your advertising strategies. We are here to take you from concept to execution. Contact us today to explore the opportunities for growth available to you. You can do more for your business with TV advertising.
There's something for everyone in the Trinidad Express newspapers.
I think the voters should help the wood cushion the blood.
Hate groups with guns converging.
They're not.
There's something for everyone in the Trinidad Express newspapers.
As the cleaning stage of the side, to prepare it for the market. This is the wetlands. What he was doing here, a little bit of it was wrong, but I will show you the proper way in spraying chemicals now. Now, I doesn't have on my mask because I don't have chemical in here. This is water I'm using, right? But normally you put on your mask and you spray. You try to spray not going forward because you're walking into the chemical. You try to spray in a backward motion and you come backward so the chemical doesn't get on you. And you try to spray against the breeze. So if the breeze is blowing this way, you turn your body, let the breeze blow towards your back, and you spray in a motion like this. So the chemicals don't come to one.
spoke about his mother.
Yeah.
And he spoke about his siblings. 8 of them?
Yes.
8.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you speak about your father. So a personal question now. Was your father around?
No.
Right.
No relationship there at all.
And that's what I was trying to get at. Because there's the argument in Trinidad and Tobago that as long as a family does not have a father, if the father has abandoned the family, well, then all fall down. And they can blame that absent father for
Everything.
the child getting involved in criminal activity.
Yeah.
That you have to dissect that very carefully.
Yeah.
Because there are some mothers are very innovative.
Yes.
And some mothers knew fully well, daddy's no longer around, let me bring the uncle. She bring in a man, you know. She bring in the uncle.
Yes.
She bring in the extended family, you see. And the role of the extended family would have come on board and say, okay, let us raise him. So there was a big meeting being held. And say, well, you know, the father is not around. And so, okay, I will take charge.
Yeah.
And therefore, if we don't understand why God, not just the nuclear, but the blueprint, is that when people come together and they sit and they understand the fundamentals of raising children and not calling that this is my child. The neighbor is also your child.
Of course.
When you get on your knees to pray, you're not praying for your child, but you're praying for the neighbor's child too.
Yeah.
So we have that sense that everybody that live in the community, that's my child. And it was clear that we are our neighbor's keeper, but there is a dysfunctional type of community now is raising our children.
Selfish.
Thank you. So you have your gate, you have 2 dogs in the yard, you have cameras all wrong now, and you feel you have a sense of protection. Well, let me tell you something. They jump in your gate now, and they're looking at the camera and they're smiling. That is how vicious they are. And crime could never blossom unless the community come together. Right? I see you're talking a while ago about COVID virus. The recklessness and people not wearing masks and no care for each other. That's why COVID, you have to be worried and say, okay, from 141, because you're seeing an attitude that you appreciate. So if people have a sense of, okay, the reason why my mask is not really for me, but it's for my neighbor.
Yeah.
So it is a whole re-educating, and I think
family.
that's right. Yeah. It starts right there.
Let's take a call. Good evening, caller.
Yes, hi, good afternoon.
Good evening.
First time caller here.
Thank you for calling.
Program and things. Even though I don't get the actual program as what you rerun and things, I don't miss it.
Thank you.
First, I would like to say a special good afternoon to Mr. Shabadi. It's a long time I haven't seen you. You might not make out the voice.
Okay.
But I would like to say, I would like to express my gratitude what you have impacted my life, because I was in Police Youth Club.
Okay.
I was a member of the Police Youth Club. I think that was in 95 to 98. That when they came in Mokrapu Junior Sec.
Oh, Neil, yeah, sound like Neil Gittins.
Yes, and you talked to us and thing. And you had a very, very good talk to us and thing. And you pulled me aside and also because I naturally explained to you what I was going through as a young fella and thing. And you tell me come to the youth club, and I came and I learned how to play pan, I learned mechanics. And right now, I am an estate constable for a very extinguished, a very prestige security company. And I like to say thank you, because you make me the man that I am today. So
Congratulations.
thank you. And another thing too, you ain't changed at all, man. You look in the same way. You ain't aged at all, so I like to say thank you, and may God keep on blessing you and keep up the good work still.
Thank you. Blessings to you and yours.
Is this the type of stories that you have grown accustomed to?
Well, but Superintendent Alexander, sometimes I'm in a bank. And I'll line up on the bank and somebody will call me and say, you don't need to line up. So excuse me, you can remember me? And I'm trying to remember. And the only one could say, oh, okay. Right. But I truly can remember. There's thousands passed through. And, you know, I really want to salute all those who... And I want to, the gentleman, I want to invite him. Come down to the center. Or if not St. James, you're in a area where there's a club, you go and you give of your expertise. Because there are police clubs all over now. And you can, you know, go in and ask for the leader and just have a chat with them. It will do justice. There's a line, you know what the club has done for you.
Tell us about this agriculture program that you're embarking on down in the West.
COVID virus 2019 has taught us one thing. Food is imperative. The central service didn't shut down and the groceries didn't shut down. Yeah. because we must have food. And I went back to the drawing table because the club was going through a little hardship in terms of funds. You know, things are really tough. And when I went to the organizing committee, I said, hey, we need to, there's so much parents, we can't be asking for hampers all the time. We need to self-sustain, and we came up with this farmers market. And we looked at the question of why the young men are being trained on an agricultural land, they can bring their produce, work with other farmers, and have 2 days of just food, good food.
Right.
Good food, selling, you know, all the different fig, bananas, you know, you name it, we want to have it on display. And it is one way of telling the people that we're not looking for hand in cap, but we're here to sustain, we're here to ensure that we invest in food, that we can feed the club as well, and we can feed some of our communities. So on Saturday and Sunday, we're having a farmers market. This week.
All right, okay.
And it starts at 5 early because we have some people coming very early. And because of the COVID virus restrictions, we don't want too much a cluster. People are coming, and we're also offering, when you come on park, we have a little car wash going on the side.
Where?
Right at your club center. Well, I know your vehicle needs some washing, so you could come down and bring it. I know the tire you need some under washing. No, well, man, I don't need both interior and exterior.
Yeah,
that is at 120. Right. But we want to generate a sense of entrepreneurship to the young men. You know, you gotta come up with ideas. You gotta sit down and say, what can I do? Instead of crying and saying, boy, this thing's hard, boy, what can we do? You know, simple, and thank God that we have some good people, that we're able to pull some organizations that will come together and say, we will assist. So it's not just agriculture and fruits, but we were having toiletries and other stuff on sale, and we trust that we have a grand day. And this will expand into Western Division Farmers Market with other youth clubs as well, because other clubs have indicated an interest in coming on board, and I welcome them, because this is going on until June the 30th.
Do you seek out in situations where a young man come before you and said his daddy is not present, as the case may be? Do you seek out the father and try to bring him in and have a conversation with him?
Reconciliation.
Yeah. Do you do that?
That is one of my big success stories. Sometimes mothers are not happy about it. You go and talk to them, man, I will show the best. I say, I will talk to them. I say, a man wants to speak to the next man. Yeah. So you don't worry. And I will communicate with him. I say, do you know that your child is involved in the police club? Can I have an audience with you, please? I don't know that woman. No. I say, hold on. You have a child, and we want to have an audience with you so we can see the children's interest. You don't want to pick sides. And you see, and I am not about picking sides. I'm seeking the interests of the children.
Of course.
Right? And sometimes the children will break down right in your office and say, Daddy, you don't come wrong. Daddy, don't take me wrong in Savannah. And we have a male support group. So we invite fathers to come and sit in and hear what the young men are saying. It's men as mentors, and I've invited Mr. Alexander to come and speak to the young men, about 40 to 45, and you hear these young men cry out. You know, it really encourages you to bring fathers on board, or some form of male person to work with them. And this is why I feel that the commissioner's mentorship program will do justice. This is where we need to go. We need to adopt young men and take them through that journey. Let them know that they just chase after their dream. All isn't lost. You know, God has blessed you. You didn't come on planet Earth to hold a gun. And I tell young people, you hold a gun. You 18, you may not see it, but you come and you hold a plant. You come and you pray. Then you will see a life after 18. See yourself as a doctor, police officer.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit. Huh?
Hold a plumbing equipment.
That's right.
Yeah. Hold something.
Hold something, a tool.
All right, gentlemen, we must go to a break again. We will continue on that point after our break. We're coming back.
Hi, I'm Marcel, and thanks to Nirvana Weight Loss Clinic, I lost 69 pounds 3 years ago. Now I'm brimming with energy, glowing with radiance and the self-confidence, and life has a brand new meaning, and I thoroughly enjoy my new body image. Thanks, Nirvana.
Dirty couch, dirty carpet.
Don't watch me,
clean it yourself.
Call Clean It Yourself, Trinidad's #1 cleaning equipment rental company. We supply upholstery cleaners, tile cleaners, power washers, and so much more. Don't have time? Our technician can clean it for you. Call Clean It Yourself today.
Visit the #1 astrology center and astrologer Mahindra will solve any problem. Business, job, money, love, family and relationships, health, court, and any other matters. Get rid of all evils or negativity. A specialist in bringing back loved ones. 100% private and confidential. Guaranteed results for lifelong protection. Call 734-6793 for appointments or visit at Port of Spain, Chaguanas, Princestown, San Fernando, Debe, Pinal, Arima, and Tunapuna.
Don't miss the First Citizen Sports Foundation Awards right here on this station.
Keeping your micro, small, or medium-sized business connected is more important than ever. Whether it's in the office, in the waiting room, or between the aisles, there is a solution for you. Keep yourself and your customers online with unlimited internet and Wi-Fi access, and get 24/7 technical support. With a personalized account manager, there's always someone to advise you as your business grows and your needs change. Starting from $199 per month, pay a year in advance and get 3 months absolutely free with our convenient online and offline payment options. So don't wait. Call us today at 320-8006. Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
Those tomatoes will be picked for farmers market Saturday and Sunday. U Club Center, number 5 Sealand Road. We start at 5 in the morning. Come down and support. So we're going to load these beautiful large tomatoes on the van, which is part of our sales for Saturday and Sunday at, relative to our farmers market. So on behalf of the St. James Police Youth Club, the agricultural team, Mr. Earl Peters and all the farmers down here at Wetland Chagramas, we'd like to present Superintendent Alexander, Marlon Hopkinson, LNE Business, beyond the tape, to some beautiful tomatoes, soursop and pawpaw, and feel free, you are invited and invitation extended to come down and participate and benefit from good agriculture land, good crops.
Join our club, not again.
A club,
Very
not
nice.
again.
So you all have reaped the items, and they're just waiting on members of the public now to come down to the farmers market this weekend, right? At the Police Youth Club.
Yes.
That's in St. James, right?
That, on number 5 Sealand Road, Pity Valley. Yeah. We start at 5 and we want to finish at 2 o'clock. And when you come, you get excellent service. You may get some coffee. You'll find yourself getting a strong coffee as well if you come just before 6.
To have you get to go like Alexander? No.
And you know something, when we...
You have the call? Let's take the call first. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
This is a first time caller. I'm just calling to congratulate the team. I have known Mr. Shabadi from for a long time. My father used to teach him. So it just goes to show that even though the father is missing in the household, it does take the village to raise the child, and they can come out on top. congratulations as well to the superintendent and to Marlon Hopkinson. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And let me say this, those young men that you had with you, I think their parents should be proud.
Thank you.
Very, very proud.
That's right, that's right.
As I said before, I recall where I came from, they were daddy missing, right? So you always had this option to do something. You could plant something in your yard,
that's
in
right.
your backyard, in the corner, any opportunity you get. And shockingly, some Sunday, you might be reaping that to put in the pot.
Quite so.
You see? And for young men, I haven't seen this in a while, and I've been honest with you. Very rare you see this, and I want to commend those young men, and I hope that their parents are extremely proud of them for the stand that they took.
And let's be specific. Young black men.
Thank you.
Young black
Say that
men.
again, Mama.
Yeah. Because I know that some may see them
the stigma.
As, but also they seem to be the most vulnerable.
Thank you very much.
All right. So
that's right.
So the question is now, some of them may be viewing the program this evening and they are flatly saying, "What am to hear? What am to hear? You want me to come and plant corn and all kind of thing?"
Yeah.
So my question is, how do we, and we have a call, so let's take the call. Let's take the call. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, good evening.
I'm watching, sorry.
Go ahead. Do we have a? Go ahead, we're listening.
All right, yes, good evening to everybody.
Yes.
I'm watching the program, and I just have two observations.
Yes.
One is I'm very happy and proud to see that this initiative, and according to Marlon, our young men are always stigmatized, and we seems to be the most vulnerable.
Yes.
So hats off to Mr. Shabadi for his program.
Thank you.
And I would love to have my grandson join the Police Youth Club. Actually, I live in Petit Valley as well, and I know about the Police Youth Club.
Wonderful.
And another thing is that this missing dad scenario, it seems to be a generational thing. And not because your dad is not there, that means that you should be on the wrong side of the law. My mother didn't have her father around. I didn't have my father around. And now my children does not have their father around. But he was not around when they were growing up because we broke up and all that. But the thing is, I tried my best to be there for my children and teach them good values. And I'm proud to say that I had no problems with them, and I have 5 of them. All right? So I have a sister who is a professor in America, and she didn't have our dad around. Our sister is a nurse, and our dad was not there. So it goes to show what the person wants for themselves.
That's right.
Where they want to be. And her not having a father around is no excuse.
Thank you.
So that's my contribution.
Yeah.
And I hope to be at the farmers market tomorrow.
Thank you for the support.
So my question is, how do you pluck these young men who may be viewing the program, who may be involved in criminal activity, how do you pluck them away, root them away from the life of crime?
There should be no discussion about crime. Young people know exactly, they can tell you about the area.
Yeah.
It is creating an environment for them. And when you create an environment for them, it should be planned and deliberate, but they should understand that the environment you're creating is helping them in terms of their own personal self-development. So for instance, you remove them from a toxic environment and you put them in an environment where there's agriculture. But you put them with elders, what you know is only salary. But you do a real good job in tomato, I like how you pull out that tomato, There's excellent work you're doing there. You show you clean that side, well done. So that they're seeing that they're being encouraged. And the words that you're planting is a good seed that will blossom into something beautiful. It's not that, boy, this is not for you. Where you come along here to play. So I, from time to time, will talk to my facilitators, people who would want to work with young people. It's not easy because you have 50 young people and those are 50 different homes. Those are 50 individuals and you may have to speak to each one individually. So it is always good to start with an encouragement. Gentlemen, welcome. This is where it is at. This is where the money is. Because they feel the money is on the block. So the young man, the gentleman who was talking with them, showed them that the amount of tomatoes that he sell and the amount of money he make, he was able to send his children to education, and they were taken aback with that. So when they feel that drugs money, and he said no, he said by the time you reach 18, you're dead, and they already recruiting somebody else. But when you invest in agriculture, you have a life for your family and for your family and for your family. So it's all about letting them know that there is life and there is a possibility of growth and development, and you have to open the appetite. You follow? And then you must know that they have to be encouraged. So if they go home and the parents saying, tell officer that project you did wrong there, you may have to stop it because you have to go and work down my shop. And sometimes you lose good young people, good sportsmen, young people with so much talent and potential, because the parents feel that they must go and work now because things are hard. And at the end of the day, we suffer the loss of them.
Yeah, you have to preach positivity, but there's a delicate balance there, right?
Very.
We're coming back.
You got that smile, oh, being down the super style. Smile when it gets dark, smile to brighten up your heart, just smile.
Explore Tobago with Guys AutoZone. For as low as $250 per day, you can enjoy free delivery and hassle-free return. Call us at 707-GUYS or 797-GUYS. Visit us online at www.guysautozone.com for further information. Reserve your vehicle today at Guys AutoZone.
New year, new vision at Seaview Optical. Get 60% off designer frames and 40% off lenses, up to 100% in discounts. Also get complete designer frames with transitions and anti-reflective for $15.99. Seaview Optical, affordable eye care for everyone. Tired of the sun and rain beating on your doors, windows and gallery, keeping you indoors? Call SNK Awning and Roofing Fabricators 798-5875 or 329-5272. We offer free estimates and unbeatable prices. We specialize in all types of awnings, roofing, tiling and much more. Visit our website or email us at roofingawning@gmail.com. SNK Awning and Roofing Fabricators, we got you covered.
Are you experiencing problems with your love life, marriage, family, job, etc.? Visit astrologer Shivaraj at the Sri Venkateshwara Astrology Center at Henry Street, Port of Spain. He is a world-famous astropalmist and an expert in bringing back your loved ones, removal of bad luck, negative energies, or evil spirits. You are guaranteed to get results in days, no matter what your problems are. Call now 264-5608.
Don't miss the first Citizen Sports Foundation Awards right here on this station.
Men, let's start the conversation with the Trinidad Express Manish Magazine. This interactive online publication highlights ordinary men who have gone on to achieve great things. Visit trinidadexpress.com for more.
All right, welcome back. Officer Derek Sharmady, manager and founder of the St. James Police Club. Police Youth Club. He's here co-hosting with us today. So,
Officer Sharmady, I have two questions. How have the COVID-19 affected the performance of the youth club in terms of what happens there? And give us a listing of what happens or what the programs you are involved in at the youth club level.
Well, the COVID virus really came as a thief in the night. It was not, nobody had foreknowledge. The Prime Minister made an announcement that because of A, B, and C, and immediately the Commissioner requested that police officers be part of the operational component. So I was involved in mobile patrol. But I had a good senior soup, Mr. Thompson. And in my discussion with Mr. Thompson, I said, sir, well, you know the kind of work I do. And I'm asking kindly, as much as I'm zoned, if I can visit my U Club members. And we made a case, and Mr. Thompson said, sure. And it was both a minus and a plus. So during our patrol, we realized how parents were under pressure. And we were able to, while doing mobile patrol, drop hampers to them. And most of our activities, swimming, moko jump, pan, all that had to be shelved. And you had a crying out for the members to come down to the club. Parents were literally saying the boy is in constant fighting with home. Mr. Shabel, what can I do? I said, all right, them come down for the center for tours and vent. Because boys are developed differently. So they'll come down to the center in small groups and vent, and then they'll take a next group. And I had to come up with an innovative way of getting some of the members safely to the center and back home. And thankful that we were blessed with a 14-seater buses, you know. We were able, when they come down to the center, drop them back home, right, which doesn't really allow them to traverse and be in public space. Right, and the parents were happy that we dropped them back home.
Gentlemen, we must take a call. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening.
Yes.
I've been waiting a while again.
Yes, and we apologize for that.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you all for the good job you're doing. And I jealous of Mr. Shaburi because I am 73 years old and this is my job outside there trying to teach young people to grow food. So I'll be glad to communicate with
Shaburi.
Mr. Alexander and Mr. Shaburi.
Sure.
Right. But currently I'm doing that, and I was a school dropout, and now I'm a success story in agriculture. I'm the root crop expert in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, wonderful.
Right?
Thank you. Thank you very much,
So before you go on?
He's there?
Is he there? Or you gone? I'd like to ask him a couple of questions, though, speaking about school dropout and all that. But while we wait for the other... We have someone... Is still on the line? Mr. Shaburi, while we wait...
Yes.
How do we, as Marlon was asking, you know...
Another
how
call?
is this...
Same gentleman.
Yes, sir. Are you still there?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Just, you know, we heard you just say that you were a school dropout.
Yep.
Why didn't you choose a life of crime?
I was well brought up by my grandfather.
Thank you.
And I always was taught to keep on the visor and focus up front, right? And you focus on the straight and narrow path, right? And not the winding path that put you in trouble, right? I am recognized by the University of the West Indies, by UTC, by the Ministry of Agriculture, and I do a lot of, I teach a lot of schools, right? So I've been wishing to pass it on to the youth, the troubled youth, and show them that there is light at the end of the tunnel if you choose the right path, right? I have written several publications of my own. Plus, I partner with a chapter in a book with the University of the West Indies under Professor Clement Sankat. Right? No GC, no CXC.
No GC, no XC. All right. So just one more question. Why it is so difficult now for the youths to understand and accept the fact that if you choose that life of crime, death is almost certain. But there are other means, there are other ways.
Yes. The thing about it is, you've seen it outside there. How many criminals and how many people all they set up big heavy gold chain around the neck and a gold on their hands, and how long do they last? Almost every one of them you see they down in a coffin. You understand? I don't own anything like that, and when they come in, I'll be 72 years old. I've been honest, I walk with my head upright, I never walk with my head down. You understand? I do have $1 million, but I have principle and I have pride. I grow 5 children, they're well educated, with agriculture.
Wow.
Right? And with university education to boot. Right?
All right.
All right.
this is the way to go. There is the Green Party outside it. I admire what these guys are doing with Sky and whatnot and things, right? And I want to say that I will help you all with the root crops.
Thank you.
I master the root crops in the country, sweet potato. I do over 100 new varieties of sweet potato.
Okay.
I do all the work in cassava in the country. Right now I'm doing yams. I reap about 20,000 pounds of yams without doing trellises.
Take that gentleman number, please.
Yeah, we have it. All right, so
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah, so thank you very much.
All right.
We just made up a partner.
Yes.
Live on
Yes.
TV.
Yes.
Live on
yes.
television.
Yes.
All right.
I think he can be very beneficial
Yeah.
to the program. We're coming back.
Everyone has a dream, a vision of what we want. The things that make us happy and help us make others happy. Let First Citizens help you paint a brighter future. A new home. A new car. A new day of living stress-free. Make the things you picture a reality.
Visit us at firstcitizenstt.com or email loans@firstcitizenstt.com. First Citizens, we put you first.
Hey Trinidad and Tobago, it's your girl, the Voice Screen. I'm here to let you know that we are having a free self-defense class Saturday, March the 27th at Song Forge.
Good day, Trinidad and Tobago. It is I, Professor Oluyemi Mashama, 6th-degree black belt and master trainer with over 34 years experience in personal safety and self-defense. We're going to be introducing you all to defense against rape attack, defense against chokes, grabs, slaps, if somebody throw you into a trunk.
Hey, I'm Chidal, and ladies, I'm here to tell you to register now for the Safer TT Self-Defense Seminar. This thing is free, and it is something that could save our lives at a time when it matters the most.
Join us at the Song Forge on the 27th of March to make Trinidad and Tobago safer.
Do you have problems remembering the most basic thing? Gink Gold is specially formulated and clinically proven to increase blood circulation to the brain and extremities, improving your memory, mental sharpness, and concentration. Have a better future with improved memory. Use Gink Gold by Nature's Way.
Body, somebody, nobody, everybody, anybody cares about sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Lies one place and with one man only. I-95.5 FM with the fearless one, Andre Errol Batiste. Warning, warning. The fearless one is warning everybody. Everybody in sports. He is watching all bodies in sports in 2021. Tuesdays 7 p.m. Thursdays and Saturdays 6:25 p.m.
What's best about the best range of appliances?
This is best value for money.
Best quality, cargo round.
You've tried the rest, now get the best range of appliances. Available nationwide.
Welcome back.
I'm a little disappointed, Not a little, I'm very disappointed in something because the national community saw you fit to award you. And you don't have to answer this, And we have a strategic plan. You are doing the great majority of things on that plan. You are building communities. You are encouraging persons to partner with the police. You are restoring trust and confidence. You are taking the youths off the streets and making them into people, positive people, people that other persons could eventually emulate. And yet, the organization that you are doing this on behalf of, they are not seeing your worth. And to me, that is very disappointing. Because this is the type of officer that we're supposed to want to send to people. And know that officer will lower persons to the floor. So, and if we are doing that, and if this is our strategic plan, and you are ticking on the strategic plan constantly, and the same organization doesn't see fit to recognize you, I am disappointed. To such an extent that I don't understand why. You should have been to the forefront of this organization in terms of what we want. Because you know why? What we are asking for on the strategic plan is what you are given to us presently.
Right.
So how come you are not recognized? I don't understand. It's just a failure on the part of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. You see, Marlon, these are things that we must change. You know why? Because we are asking persons to do things, and when it is done, we're supposed to say, hey, good work. And not just good work, you know, commend them for it. And when you commend the officer, you motivate the officer, you give the officer an option to even motivate other persons, you're getting a whole situation dealt with, Marlon Hopkinson. The children are coming, the parents are coming, police officers are being encouraged to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And yet, the organization is not seeing fit to commend persons like you. I'm disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Marlon, you better take us out for the rest of this program. I have nothing else to say.
No, what I would want to say is that I think that the police youth clubs should be given all the resources that they deserve.
That's right.
Because of the work that they have been doing. And you see, I always talk about touching persons. Touching persons, and that is the way you make your contribution.
That's right.
Not by being selfish,
That's
but
right.
by being selfless, right?
That's right.
And by touching persons, and that is what the youth club is doing, and the persons who are working with Officer Shabbat.
Yeah. Is this not
Touching
the impact?
persons.
Is this not the impact that you're looking for? If we had about how much youth there? If we can hold them in that field of agriculture, then we have 12, 13, 50 youths less to say about on the nation streets in terms of gun violence. So if you're telling me this is what you are asking for and I'm giving it to you, then why not recognize me for it?
Yeah.
Simple.
Well, I think police youth club need to change its name. I think it's now an institution. A club, you know, I tell you like a little line.
Yeah, no more club.
Yeah, we have
it's a
emerged.
police service institution.
That's right, moving into institution.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to thank God for your wife and for your family. You know, your wife has already, Christina has already been good. Your family has already been there to support you. Have given you the impetus. You know, they come down and they support. And you made the point, what encouraged you is to see when a life has been changed and transformed.
Yeah.
When somebody meets you and says, officer, remember me?
Yeah.
You're not about, you're fed up, you're frustrated, and somebody come and say...
No value could be added to that impact.
Yeah, it's priceless.
Yeah,
It's priceless. So I am grateful. I thank God. God has been good. I think young people need to understand that man plays a fundamental role too in keeping you and preserving you and giving you the impetus from, and for all those for the past 28 years that I've met, good, bad or indifferent, they played a role in a positive way in my development. It can't be just only positive people alone. Because those who are a little bit rough on you, it gives you a mental toughness. I tell young people that. I say, so if you be a manager and the manager is a little tough on you, be grateful because he's training you to have some type of toughness. And you're ready to run and leave, and that is not the case.
Let me leave you with these words. From New Jersey, this officer is a 5-star officer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they just said about you.
So, Officer Shabadi, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
And as always, the doors of Beyond the Tape are always open to you.
Just walk and come in.
Always.
You just had to come in for 5:30 next time.
I will always support you. All right. But when the program begins, don't knock the door.
Yeah, don't knock the door.
Yeah.
You have to sneak inside it
carefully.
Carefully.
All right. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks to Beyond the Tape.
Yes. Repeat tonight, 11:30. We run tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. With TV6 News comes up next. Stay right there.